Hello, and welcome to the pilot episode of a new Java programming tutorial hosted by First Robotics Team 141, Wobot. My name is Ronan, and today we're going to jump right in with installing Java. Since this is being recorded in between the 2019 and 2020 seasons, we'll be sticking with a pretty standard Java install, but a video explaining how to install an environment specifically for the First Robotics program will be coming once the 2020 version of the libraries are released. The first thing you're going to want to do is install Java. The link to this webpage you can see right here will be in the description of the video, and the process is super simple. First, you're going to accept the license agreement in order to gain access to the downloads, like so. Then just download the version that works for your system. For most of you, this is going to be the Windows version. You're going to want to grab the Windows version that ends with .exe and simply follow the installation wizard to the end as you would any other program. Now that Java is installed, though, let's take a step back and discuss what Java really is. I'm sure most of you are aware that Java is a programming language, but we can go deeper than that. Java is an object-oriented language that compiles into bytecode, which is then run by a virtual machine. So what does that all mean? Well, let's start at the beginning. For now, think of object-oriented as a fancy way to describe the style of code that Java runs. We'll get a lot more in-depth later discussing object-oriented programming, but for now, that's what's important. Compiling into bytecode means that Java doesn't compile into the ones and zeros that a computer processor understands. Instead, Java compiles into an in-between, not ones and zeros, but not any human language either. This in-between language is the language that the Java virtual machine understands. The Java virtual machine is a virtual computer running inside of your real computer, and it's what makes Java so special. Because Java runs in this virtual machine instead of your real machine, it doesn't have to worry about what kind of real machine you have. It doesn't matter what kind of hardware or anything like that. This lets you run Java on literally any device, including phones, laptops, TVs, smartwatches, and much more. All that Java needs is a virtual machine to run in, and it is set. Now that you know what Java is and have it installed on your computer, though, you're going to want to write code for it. Technically, you can write Java code with nothing more than Notepad. Fortunately, though, there are better ways to go about it, such as using a special editor. This special editor, known as an IDE, which means Integrated Development Environment, makes writing code much less of a hassle, letting you focus more on your code and less on things like compiling it, checking it for errors, and organizing it. Since this tutorial is aimed at the First Robotics community, we're going to be using Visual Studio Code, the editor of choice for First Robotics as of 2019. This editor is special because it relies on extensions. Instead of providing whatever the developers wrote for it, it allows its community to write plugins that will add features, change its looks, and much more. Installing this editor is very similar to installing Java. Simply select the version for your system and run through the installation wizard as you would any other program. Most of you will be running a 64-bit version of Windows, which for me, I'm going to have to click over here, but for you guys, it should just be that green download button there. If it's not, you'll want to click over here and just click the download for Windows button. It will run through another installation wizard as you would any other program, and for most of you, it should be able to detect what operating system architecture you're running on automatically. Pretty much all of you will be running 64-bit, like you can see right here if you do end up having to go to the alternative downloads page. If you don't know whether or not you have a 64-bit and you are running Windows 10, you can right-click on the Start menu, you can click on System, and then you can click on About. This version will be listed under System Type. Once you've installed Visual Studio Code, though, you can start with writing Java in this editor, which we will open up right now. Now, your Visual Studio Code isn't going to look quite like mine does. I do have a few themes on, but you should see a button over here that looks a little bit like this with a few boxes, and you're going to want to click right there. You're going to search Java, and you're going to find the Java Extension Pack by Microsoft. All you're going to want to do is click on that, and then click Install right here. And that is it. That's all you have to do. Java is now set up. It is installed into your IDE, and you can start writing code right away. For now, though, that does mark the end of the episode. Next episode, we'll start a new Java project and write a basic program to introduce you to Java. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.